Hey folks, Coyote Duran here. It's Friday night, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, and 7 p.m. Pacific, and you know what that means. It's time for Road Food with Coyote Duran. Welcome back. First of all, I just want to throw out an apology for not having a brand new episode, no freshly served repast of the past and present, last Friday. Like I had mentioned in the little video that I posted on YouTube, that it was spring break, so having my little girl at home was terrific for the whole week. Not having to get up early and get her out to school, or have to make certain that I had to grab her off the bus. I could catch up on some sleep and hang out with her and just watch her have a good time. But last weekend, however, starting with last Friday, was a very cool weekend, and it was an awesome one for professional wrestling. We wrestling fans got to experience Ring of Honor's Super Card of Honor, NXT 2.0 Stand and Deliver, and the WWE's Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and all this culminated in the Showcase of the Immortals WrestleMania 38. A major focal point, which is an equally major understatement, was the legendary Undertaker being inducted in this year's Hall of Fame. As we can reasonably assume, the dead man's career is finally in the ground, and this was a perfect time to celebrate the man beneath the hat, Mark Calloway. Not so much defining him as he defined them, Taker had myriad ring walk songs, with many of them matching his personas. One of them was Limp Bizkit's Rollin', a song Taker used from 2000 to 2002 during his American Badass Big Evil biker-inspired run. It was a perfect song, complete with a pumping rhythm and the inimitable vocals of lead singer Fred Durst. It's a great song, made even better by Undertaker himself. Off Limp Bizkit's 2000 album, Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavored Water, this is Rollin' on Road Food with Coyote Duran.
Alright, partner. Keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is. Chocolate starfish. Wanna keep on going, baby. Move it, now move back. Hands up, now hands down. Back up. Tell me what you gonna do now. Breathe in, now breathe out. Hands up, now hands down. Back up. Tell me what you gonna do now. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. 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 Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. L-I-M-P, Biscuit is right here. People in the house, put their hands in the air. Cause if you don't care, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6. Jonesing for your fix of that Limp Bizkit mix. So where the fuck you at, punk? Shut the fuck up and back the fuck up while we fuck this track up. Tell me what you gonna do now. Breathe in, now breathe out. Hands up, now hands down. Back up. Tell me what you gonna do now. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. 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 You wanna mess with Limp Bizkit? Yeah, can't mess with Limp Bizkit. Why? Because we get it on every day and every night. Get this platinum thing right here, but we're doing it all the time. So you better get some better beats and get some better rhymes. We got the game set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school soldiers blasting out the hot shit, that rock shit, putting bounce in the mosh pit. Hands up, now hands down. Tell me what you gonna do now. Hands up, now hands down. Tell me what you gonna do now. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. 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 Hey ladies.
when I was a teenager, I used to frequent a lot of professional wrestling events. Back in those days, me and my buddy Al Wagner, we went to school together, and we would buy tickets in advance, and we'd shoot out to Chicago, and we'd either catch the AWA or we would catch NWA or the UWF, and it was always a great time. But one time in particular, in 1987, it was Al, me, and one of Al's co-workers, Hurricane Jose Lozano. Now, we just gave him the nickname Hurricane. He wasn't like he was some quick dude, but he was he just had that pro wrestler vibe. He was just this big dude that looked like the illegitimate son of comic book artist Will Spertasio and Samoa Joe. So we were driving to Chicago to go catch a card at the UIC Pavilion, and we were both painted up as the Road Warriors, me and Al. I was always painted up as Animal. He was always painted up as Hawk. I'd always do our paint, and it looked really, really cool. We just took a lot of time on it. So Jose went with us. Hurricane Jose went with us, and we hopped into Al's beat-up Granada, and we made certain that we picked up our typical pre-match snacks, which consisted of hot stuffed potato chips and bottles of red Gatorade. It was always awesome. But on this particular day, Hurricane Jose had this big bag of weed on him. So we're crammed in this Granada, and we're shooting down I-88 toward Chicago, and we decide that we're going to stop at the closest Burger King to go grab some grub, right not far from the UIC Pavilion. So we parked it in there, we got our food, we sat down, and Hurricane Jose brought out this huge sack of weed, and he twisted up a joint of epic proportions. It was massive. And I had this one of those thin line cameras. Back then it wasn't a 35 millimeter. I can't remember the actual film grade, but it was one of those weird kind of curly type cartridges or something like that. And he rolled up this joint. I took a photo of him lighting this bad boy up, and we were cracking up like crazy. And no more than 10 minutes later, we got kicked out of that Burger King. So we're smoking this thing. We hop back in Al's car, and we just shoot down the rest of the way. We're doing 70, 80 miles per hour. Weed smoke is blowing out the windows. It was insane. We're cracking up laughing, and the tape in the deck was 1981's Damaged, the debut album by Black Flag, and the song that we loved cranking up and singing along to with those massive gang vocals that backed up Henry Rollins in a really killer opening bass line by Chuck Dukowski. It was TV Party. It was loud, it was boisterous, it was fun, and we just rattled the doors off that car higher than kites, which I do not suggest you do, especially these days. You should stay at home and do that. But we were dumb idiot teenagers then, going to scope out pro wrestling in Chicago. One of the things that I always thought was strange was viewpoints in regard to Black Flag. A lot of folks, they perceive TV Party as something of a satire. And I'm like, well, why does it have to be satire? Can't a song just be a song? And it was said, I think by Henry Rollins, he actually said, well, this song is basically satirizing those people during that era who would just sit at home and watch TV. Well, really, what's wrong with that? That's like the safest place to be, especially here and now. I think it's probably less of a satire now than anything. But if you have that one particular crazy party song that just sounded cool and was just awesome to hear and awesome to sing to, and defined your era of good times as a dumb, idiot teenage kid, misspending your youth, doing things you shouldn't, but en route to a great time, this one is for you. This is off 1981's Damage, the debut album by Black Flag. Here's TV Party on Road Food with Coyote Duran.
TV Party tonight! TV Party tonight! TV Party tonight! TV Party tonight! We're gonna have a TV party tonight! Alright! We're gonna have a TV party, alright! Tonight! We've got nothing better to do than watch TV and have a couple of brews. Everybody's gonna hang out here tonight! Alright! We'll pass out on the couch! Alright! Tonight! We got nothing better to do than watch TV and have a couple of brews.
to the TV set all night.
And every day.
Why go into the outside world at all?
It's such a break. We got nothing better to do than watch TV and have a couple of brews.
TV news shows what it's like out there.
It's a scare.
You can go out if you want.
We wouldn't care. We got nothing better to do than watch TV and have a couple of brews. Don't talk about anything else. We don't want to know. We're dedicated to our favorite shows.
Saturday Night Live,
Monday Night Football, Jefferson, Vegas.
I wouldn't be without my TV for a day.
Or even a minute.
Don't even bother to use my brain anymore.
There's nothing left in it. We've got nothing better to do than watch TV and have a couple of brews.
Hey, wait a minute. My TV doesn't work.
It's broken.
What are we gonna do tonight? This isn't fair.
We're hurting. We've got nothing left to do. Left with no TV and just a couple of brews. What are we gonna talk about? I don't know. We're gonna miss our favorite shows.
No! That's incredible!
No! Monday Night Football.
No!
Jefferson.
No!
Miami. No TV tonight.
1 year later, in 1988, we go from Hurricane Jose Lozano to Hard Rock Band Hurricane. Hurricane was a really interesting band because its lead guitarist and bassist Robert Sarzo and Tony Cavazzo, respectively, were a reverse sort of dynamic from their brothers Rudy Sarzo and Carlos Cavazzo, at one time bassist and lead guitarist, respectively, of Quiet Riot. Their second album, Over the Edge, put the boys on the map with their only charting single, I'm Onto You. Since then, Hurricane released 2 more albums with varying members before lead singer Kelly Hansen left to ultimately join Foreigner. Off 1988's Over the Edge, here's Hurricane with I'm Onto You on Road Food with Coyote Duran.
I'm not one to give advice, but girl, you're in trouble and you better think twice. You're holding up your hands with diamonds on your rings. Is it love or money that makes you do these things? I say nah, 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 nah. I'm on to you, nah, 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 nah. I won't be your fool. Can't you see how hard I try to keep you satisfied? Nah, 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 nah. You can play with your money, but you can't play with love. The company you keep, you put yourself above. What I wanna know is what you want with me. You got my attention, but not my sympathy. I say nah, 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 nah. I'm on to you, nah, 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 nah. I won't be your fool. I don't wanna hear your lies being victimized. Nah, 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 nah. Oh.
While it's great for the aforementioned TV party, beer is a pretty great companion all by itself, as indicated by country's own Luke Combs' Beer Never Broke My Heart. It's a tale told by a guy whose heart has obviously been broken by myriad people and situations, as one might expect in a country song. But Combs' commanding yet fun vocals, combined with a slamming rhythm, make it a standout sing-along that even Stone Cold Steve Austin could get into. And we all know how much Stone Cold, who had an awesome return at this year's WrestleMania vs. Kevin Owens, loves his Steve Weisers and Broken Skulls. Not for nothing, Combs is known for catchy, radio-friendly songs, so this one certainly isn't an anomaly. Off his 2019 album, What You See Is What You Get, here's Luke Combs with Beer Never Broke My Heart on Road Food with Coyote Duran.
Bust my line, a couple beautiful girls tell me goodbye. Trucks break down, dogs run off, politicians lie, been fired by the boss. It takes one hand to count the things I can count on. No, there ain't much man that ain't ever let me down. Long neck, high skull, beer never broke my heart. Like diamond rings and football teams have torn this boy apart. Like a neon dream, it just don't know me. The bars in this guitar and long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. She was a Carolina blue jean baby, fire in her eyes that drove me crazy. Red tail lights when she left town. If I didn't know then, I sure know now. But long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. Like diamond rings and football teams have torn this boy apart. Like a neon dream, it just don't know me. The bars in this guitar and long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. Cause long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. Like diamond rings and football teams have torn this boy apart. Like a neon dream, it just don't know me. The bars in this guitar and long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. No, it never broke my heart.
1984 was an interesting and entertaining time for pop music, especially for the group Shalimar. Led by singer Howard Hewitt, Shalimar had been successful for years, but when co-vocalist Jody Watley and guitarist Jeffrey Daniel left in 1983, keyboardist Elisa Davis and guitarist Mickey Free arrived to save the day. The group didn't miss a beat, and in 1984 released their 8th album, Heartbreak. My favorite song off this slab, an all-time favorite Shalimar tune, Dancing in the Sheets, was Standout Man. Guided by a synth rhythm and further defined by a searing guitar solo and outro, Dancing in the Sheets didn't only make the soundtrack to the film Footloose, it was also nominated for a Grammy. Off 1984's Heartbreak and the soundtrack to Footloose, here's Shalimar with Dancing in the Sheets on Road Food with Coyote Duran.
to sweep you off of your feet. You and me, we should be dancing in the sheets. Dancing in the sheets. Grab your coat and wave goodbye to your friends. I wanna take you where the night never ends. I feel the need to sweep you off of your feet. You and me, we should be dancing in the sheets. Dancing in the sheets. Dancing in the sheets. Dancing in the sheets.
After Jody Watley left Shalimar, she spent some time in England making music but returned to the States in 1987, scored a new record deal, and cut her debut eponymous solo album. It takes a lot for someone who was part of something already established to carve his or her own path in the music industry, but Watley did it and became something profoundly more powerful than her past. The album kicked off with the fantastic Looking for a New Love, but its second single, Still a Thrill, was captivating and hypnotic. Between the lower register vocals with intermittent higher accompaniment and its music video, this tune was something else. I mean, when I first saw the video, I was 16. A hard-rocking stoner kid, but I felt like I was taken elsewhere. The dancing, the double-armed swing move, it's a work of art, man. Look that up on YouTube, Howlers, you'll love it. Off her 1987 debut solo album, Jody Watley, here's Jody Watley with Still a Thrill on Road Food with Coyote Duran.
You know it's funny, funny how time flies as I watch days turn into years. You never know if it'll last forever. You can only try to keep it new. Whoa. Late around midnight, when you're holding me near, it feels so good to me. I feel like crying love's tears. Still a thrill when you hold me. Still a thrill when you're loving me. Thrill, it's still a thrill. Your passion moves me like the ocean. It runs so deep.
The White Stripes, Seven Nation Army. It's a song about power and walking away from oppression, yet returning to face it with defiance. So in that regard, it's no surprise that former NFL star Pat McAfee joined the WrestleMania 38 ranks and used that theme song right prior to his bout against Austin Theory, minion of the evil Vince McMahon. And it worked out, man. It got a heck of a pop from the crowd. He was accompanied by the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, and he came out and wrestled a hell of a match, spoiler alert, defeating Theory with aplomb. And afterward, there was a match against Mr. McMahon. And then afterward, Stone Cold Steve Austin came out, kicked the hell out of everybody, drank some beer, and went home. So it's no surprise that other sports icons, not unlike two-time middleweight boxing titleist Gennady Golovkin, have also used this theme. It's just strong. It just gets the crowd going, and it gets them to sing along, even if they don't know the words. Off their 2003 album Elephant, here are the White Stripes with Seven Nation Army on Road Food with Coyote Duran.
I'm gonna fight 'em all. A seven-nation army couldn't hold me back. They're gonna rip it off, taking their time right behind my back. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. Back and forth through my mind behind a cigarette. And a message coming from my eyes says leave it don't wanna hear about it. Every single one's got a story to tell. Everyone knows about it. From the Queen of England to the hounds of hell. And if I catch it coming back my way, I'm gonna serve it to you. And that ain't what you want to hear, but that's what I'll do. And the feeling coming from my bones says find a home.
Canada's Aldo Nova has always, and still has, been a very talented guy, not to mention extremely underrated, and I use this level of judgment on his later work. His eponymous, there's that word again, debut album from 1982 never really spoke to me, but that certainly doesn't mean it didn't deserve its accolades. Hell, the Slab went double platinum and produced the breakout single Fantasy, a top 40 song in its own right. However, 9 years later, Aldo released the album Blood on the Bricks, an effort indicative of the era's brand of hard rock. The songs, like Hey Ronnie, Someday, and the title track, seem more story-driven, and the song Medicine Man was no exception. It was a rocker that was very First Nations inspired, with respect to the indigenous people of Canada. Medicine Man itself inspired a duology of music videos, which included Someday, that captured a vibe peaking in romance and culminating in loss. With help from heavy hitters like Randy Jackson on bass, Kenny Aronoff on drums, and John Bon Jovi himself co-producing, this song and album are must-haves. From 1991's Blood on the Bricks, here's Aldo Nova with Medicine Man on Road Food with Coyote Duran.
When the sun goes down, the full moon shines.
In 1986, during the prime years of a pro wrestling organization formerly known as Mid-South Wrestling, the UWF boasted some of the most awesome young talent the art form has ever known. The Fabulous Freebirds, Ted DiBiase, Terry Taylor, Eddie Gilbert, Rick Steiner, and Sting, among many of them. The last three names were really significant because not only did they comprise the nucleus of Gilbert's stable, Hot Stuff International, they also had a dynamite theme song, Everybody Wants You by Billy Squier. Originally the theme song of Stan Lane and Steve Keirn, the Fabulous Ones, Sting and Steiner's ominous presence took the theme to a whole new level. Where the Fabs gave the song the aura of every woman, and maybe even some men wanting them, Hot Stuff International gave the song the air of perhaps everyone wanting to take this group out once and for all. And these days, little has changed. Sting has enjoyed decades of success and is still performing today in AEW at age 63. And Steiner's hard-hitting legacy lives on via his son Bronson, also known as two-time NXT champion Braun Breaker. It's also worth noting that Rick and his brother Scott were also inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame last weekend. It's good stuff, howlers. Off Billy Squier's 1982 album Emotions in Motion, here's Everybody Wants You on Road Food with Coyote Duran. As listeners of Road Food thus far, you know I enjoy country music as much as any other genre I feature here. As an artist, I know viewpoints are subjective, but I'm always reluctant to say something sucks, but more apt to say I don't like something. There are very few country acts to whom I listen these days, and the aforementioned Luke Combs is one of them. Joining them in that seemingly rarefied modern era is John Party. Look, I have nothing against modern country acts and their respective subgenres, but cats like Sam Hunt just don't do it for me, although I do dig House Party. Sorry, Sam. But Party, a true neo-traditionalist, has the vocals and sound of old, but a modern appeal that's like capturing lightning in a bottle. I first heard of Party when hearing his single Head Over Boots, a ballad off his second album, California Sunrise, that just blew me away. It's a gorgeous song that will just take you back to another time, but that's not the song I'm playing here today, kids. The party track I have served up is Dirt on My Boots, a badass tale of a hardworking man who's looking forward to a night out on the town with his squeeze, letting her know that he'll clean up and show her a good time, but that reminder of his daily grind will still grace his footwear. If this song doesn't make you a John Party fan, I don't know what will. Off his 2016 album, California Sunrise, this is John Party with Dirt on My Boots on Road Food with Coyote Duran.
Been up since the crack of dawn, just trying to get paid. Been hotter than 100 suns, I can't find no shade. Just 2 more rows and I'm good to go. Yeah, I'm shutting this tractor down. Give me a half an hour for a shave and a shower, and I'll be outside your house. Might have a little dirt on my boots, but I'm taking you uptown tonight. Might have a little mud on my wheels, but they gonna shine with you up inside. Gonna hit the club, gonna cut a rug, burn it up like neon lights. Might have a little dirt on my boots, but we're gonna dance the dust right off them tonight. Got a little dirt on my boots. Hard as I worked all day, I'm gonna work harder loving on you. Spin you all over that dance floor, right out of them high heel shoes. And when you're ready to quit, baby, we can slip right out of that barroom door. And when I take you home, don't worry, babe, I'm gonna kick 'em off on the porch. Might have a little dirt on my boots, but I'm taking you uptown tonight. Might have a little mud on my wheels, but they gonna shine with you up inside. Gonna hit the club, gonna cut a rug, burn it up like neon lights. Might have a little dirt on my boots, but we're gonna dance the dust right off them tonight. Got a little dirt on my boots. A little dirty dancing, a blue collar romancing. I can get cleaned up if you ask me, but I can only get so fancy. Got a little dirt on my boots, but I'm taking you uptown tonight. Might have a little mud on my wheels, but they gonna shine with you up inside. Gonna hit the club, gonna cut a rug, burn it up like neon lights. Might have a little dirt on my boots, but we're gonna dance the dust right off them tonight. Got a little dirt on my boots. Got a little dirt on my boots. Got a little dirt on my boots.
Again, I don't want to come off as a snob about the differences between modern pop country versus past incarnations of pop country, but there was something about 90s era country that was just catchy, and Carlene Carter was a big part of it. In 1993, Carter, a daughter of June Carter Cash, released her seventh studio album, Little Love Letters, which boasted a bouncy jam titled Every Little Thing. You talk about catchy country songs. This one had it all, from the opening echoey acoustic strumming to lyrics detailing just how damn much she loves her man. It's obsessive, but in a rockingly cute sort of way, if that makes any sense to you. The song even made it to number 3 on Billboard's Hot Country Songs chart and found its way into the Red and Ted's Roadshow pinball machine. The vibe of the song just makes sense for a pinball game. It's boisterous and it's just a lot of fun, man. Off Carlene Carter's Little Love Letters, here's Every Little Thing on Road Food with Coyote Duran.
I hear songs on the radio. They might be fast or they might be slow. Every song they play's got me thinking about you. See a fella walking down the street who looks at me and he smiles real sweet, but he don't matter to me 'cause I'm thinking about you. Every little dream I dream about you. Every little thought I think about you. It drives me crazy when you go away. I ought to keep you locked up at home. Like a wild horse, I wanna break you. I love you so much, I hate you. Every little thing reminds me of you. Honey, when you leave me here all alone. My tongue gets tired when I try to talk. My knees get weak when I start to walk. So might as well stay home and keep thinking about you. The young and restless on my TV set. It's just like us when we first met. And when they start to kiss and got me thinking about you. Every little dream I dream about you. Every little thought I think about you. Drives me crazy when you go away. I ought to keep you locked up at home. Like a wild horse, I wanna break you. I love you so much, I hate you. Every little thing reminds me of you. Honey, when you leave me here all alone. Come on! Every little dream I dream about you. Every little thought I think about you. Drives me crazy when you go away. I ought to keep you locked up at home. Like a wild horse, I wanna break you. I love you so much, I hate you. Every little thing reminds me of you. Honey, when you leave me here all alone. Every little thing reminds me of you. Honey, when you leave me here all alone. Every little thing reminds me of you. Honey, when you leave me here all alone.
In 1999, as a hard rock and heavy metal fan, I'll never forget ordering the Moscow Music Peace Festival on pay-per-view. It was this huge festival basically celebrating staying away from drugs and alcohol, and it was something to teach unity within the world of rock and roll. It took place in Moscow, Russia, of course, as you know the name of the festival dictated. And there was a companion album that also came out called Stairway to Heaven, Highway to Hell. And it featured cover songs of acts that featured players within their bands or singers, what have you, who had succumbed to drug and or alcohol abuse. You had a ton of great covers. You had Janis Joplin's Move Over, covered by Cinderella. You had Thin Lizzy's The Boys Are Back in Town, covered by Bon Jovi. Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix, covered by Ozzy Osbourne. But the one standout tune was I Can't Explain, cover of the Who single, done by the Scorpions. It was just this amazing, pinpoint, crunchy, badass version that just screamed danger, and it was just the absolute forefront of the hard rock selection based on this album. And I just love the song. It's wound up on myriad albums by Scorpions, whether they were compilations of some sort. But this one was the one that really made me buy this album, and enjoy the whole album for that matter. But thinking about this event takes me back to seeing the people in the crowd. This was a time when we were in fear of what our world leaders were going to do to each other. We were always scared of someone pushing that button, firing off a nuclear weapon, other nations doing so in kind. We had this weird notion that Russia was the bad guys. And I know this is kind of a heavy thing, especially right now. Russia's not the bad guys. The leaders are the bad guys. What reminds me of this is thinking about the Moscow Music Peace Festival and seeing all these kids who spent 1 or 2 months of salary, whatever their jobs may have been, to buy one single ticket to this festival so they can be in this crowd with thousands and thousands of other like-minded kids rocking out to amazing global hard rock and heavy metal acts. From that point, it told me that these people aren't the bad guys. They just want to live, and they want to rock, and they want to prosper, just like everybody else. We had more in common as Americans with Russia then, just from this concert, than anybody could have ever imagined. So if you get a chance, look up these acts and look up these videos. Some have been bootlegged up on YouTube, so check them out if you can. Moscow Music Peace Festival. But the accompanying album, you can find a copy of it, it's great, but this is just one example from the album, which is Stairway to Heaven, Highway to Hell, from 1989. This is the cover of The Who's I Can't Explain by the Scorpions on Road Food with Coyote Duran.
Got a feeling inside. It's a certain kind.
said before that the two things that make me appreciate certain hip-hop acts are voice and enunciation. And although he's not strictly an MC, the relative lack of respect that Linkin Park's Mike Shinoda gets is puzzling. A track on which he shines is a pre-Hybrid Theory song from 1999 titled Dedicated. Man, you talk about cadence, enunciation, and a message, this is one for the books. It's a song dedicated to young musicians who are braving the waters of their genres and creating unique works, and that message can be applied to any creative output and result. It begs the disenfranchised to take a chance, believe in themselves, and emerge from obscurity and grasp greatness. Way, way slept on and totally underrated. From 1999, here's Linkin Park with Dedicated on Road Food with Coyote Duran.
I have a dream of a scene between the green hills. Clouds pull away and the sunlight's revealed. People don't talk about keeping it real. It's understood that they actually will. An intoxicated and stimulated MC staring in the trees, paranoid, caught in the breeze. Watch them flee. Hip-hop heads take a walk with me, and what you'll see is a land where the sand's made of crushed up wax. And the sky beyond you is Krylon blue. And everybody speaks in a dialect of rhyme. MCs have left materialism behind them. Meanwhile, I just grip my mic and hope me and my team make it through alright. Because say what you will and say what you might, but don't ignore who it's for at the end of the night. Cause this is dedicated to the kids, dedicated to wherever music lives, dedicated to those tired of the same old same, and dedicated to the people advancing the game. What's real? It's the kids who know that something's wrong. It's the kids who think they don't belong. It's the kids who have nowhere to run, who are hiding in the shadows waiting for the sun. I've seen a lot of I've talked to a bum out on Sunset Strip. He asked me how would you feel if everybody acted like you didn't exist. You'd lose your grip, probably eventually flip. So let it be known, the only reason that we do this, so you can pick it up and just bang your head to it. While MCs fight to see who could be the commonest, we float overhead like a space odyssey monolith. Overseeing the game, over being part of the same old thing. It's all gonna change in a hurricane of darkness and pain, and acidic rain and promises you won't do it again. Meanwhile, I just grip my mic and hope me and my team make it through alright. Because say what you will and say what you might, but don't ignore who it's for at the end of the night. Because it's dedicated to the kids, dedicated to wherever music lives, dedicated to those tired of the same old same, and dedicated to the people advancing the game. What's real? It's the kids who know that something's wrong. It's the kids who think they don't belong. It's the kids who have nowhere to run, who are hiding in the shadows waiting for the sun. Pulling me close, the shadow is warm inside. This is where I feel at home, this is my place to hide. Pulling me close, the shadow is warm inside. This is where I feel at home, this is my place to hide. This is dedicated to the kids, dedicated to wherever music lives, dedicated to those tired of the same old same, and dedicated to the people advancing the game. What's real? It's the kids who know that something's wrong. It's the kids who think they don't belong. It's the kids who have nowhere to run, who are hiding in the shadows waiting for the sun. This is dedicated to the kids, dedicated to wherever music lives, dedicated to those tired of the same old same, and dedicated to the people advancing the game. What's real? Everybody who doesn't feel safe, everybody who knows they're out of place, anybody with nowhere to run, who hides in the shadows waiting for the sun.
In the same vein as a Mike Shinoda, Josie Scott, the former singer of Saliva, has always had that factor of the MC that really wasn't an MC, but could pull it off. Known for hip-hop-esque vocals in songs like Click Click Boom and Your Disease, Scott is also an extremely talented singer at heart. But the guy also has a very well-rounded appreciation for all genres of music, and that comes out loud and clear in a song from the limited edition of Saliva's fifth studio album, Bloodstained Love Story, sold exclusively through, get this, Best Buy. The song was titled Write Your Name, a surprising departure from the band's harder bad boy leanings. Write Your Name is very up-tempo, upbeat, and almost puppy love sort of tune, but in the best way, and it still rocks. But you don't have to go to Best Buy to hear it. Off 2007's Bloodstained Love Story, the Best Buy version Here's Saliva with Write Your Name on Road Food with Coyote Duran.
Sleeping the day away again, and all I ever dream about is you and me, and what I feel inside of me. Here I go in love again, and oh God help me please, if I can make you see, if I could just make you believe. How am I gonna make you see? I write your name across the sky. It's something I can't hide. I write your name across my mind, and my heart beats inside, going up and down again. And I know nothing's ever come so easily. For you I die, I beg, I believe. I can't sleep, I can't pretend, 'cause you are everything that I've been searching for, and I could never ask for more. Don't make me beg for more. I write your name across the sky. It's something I can't hide. I write your name across my mind, and my heart beats inside. I write your name across the sky. It's something I can't hide. I write your name across my mind, and my heart beats inside. Come on, I write your name across the sky. There's something I can't hide. I write your name across my mind, and my heart beats inside. I write your name across the sky. There's something I can't hide. I write your name across my mind, and my heart beats inside.
Now, if you remember the premiere episode of Road Food, and I hope you do, you'll also remember Wicked Sensation by Lynch Mob. If there ever was an opening inspiration for a song, it's also the opening track of Aerosmith's 1987 album Permanent Vacation, titled Heart's Done Time. The song opens with a screaming scat by Steven Tyler that paves the way for a thrumming Tom Hamilton bass line and crunchy guitar melodies, courtesy of Joe Perry and Brad Whitford. With an opener that begs to be cranked up on any stereo, no matter at home or in your car, it's no surprise that Permanent Vacation was widely seen as Aerosmith's comeback album. Off Permanent Vacation in 1987, here's Aerosmith with Heart's Done Time on Road Food with Coyote Duran. You know, as a rabidly devout horror fan, I've never seen 2009 Sorority Row, a remake of sorts of 1982's The House on Sorority Row. I couldn't tell you if it's good, bad, or ugly, but what I can tell you is the soundtrack boasted a fantastic single by Swayze and his erstwhile partner, guitarist and co-writer Cisco Adler. The single, Get You Home, also featured on Swayze's second album, Let It Beat, is a cut depicting the reckless, lustful desires of a guy who just wants a tryst with an extremely desirable young woman to the point that he'll take getting it on in a bathroom or against someone's car. Man, that's through-the-roof hormones acting up right there. Goofy vocals and story aside, you could see why this was such a catchy and captivating song. It was danceable and had a chorus that defined by itself the risky whims of consensual spontaneity. Now, I don't know what this song has to do with a film like Sorority Row, but if there are chicks present, maybe there's some overcharged cat just waiting to make his move. I guess I'll have to stream it somewhere and find out. Off 2009's Sorority Row soundtrack and the Let It Beat album, here's Swayze and Cisco Adler with Get You Home on Road Food with Coyote Duran. Well, according to the clock on the wall and the sundial on the prairie, it's time to wrap things up and send you all home happy. That's another pro wrestling term I love. Then again, I hope I'm not sending you home and you are already home where it's nice and safe, especially if you're nice and baked or a little liquored up. Safety first always, howlers. Now, if you dig the show and this YouTube channel, please consider gently pressing the thumbs up icon and the subscribe button. It will be doing me a huge solid and you'll wake up guilt-free in the morning, I promise. For our last song of the evening, getting back to 1989, I mentioned Skid Row in regard to the Moscow Music Peace Festival. Now this might not be a big deal to you, but this was the year that the band's eponymous, damn, there's that word again, debut album was released. I happened to be fortunate to see these boys open for Bon Jovi that year in Chicago, and I paid through the nose for tickets via a broker, but it was well worth it. The term pop is often used in pro wrestling when the crowd explodes when something cool happens, so trust me when I say the pop for Skid Row was enormous when the intro song to their set, Napoleon 14's They're Coming to Take Me Away, ended and lead singer Sebastian Bach took the stage and the opening chord to Big Guns was struck. It was a pop indeed. You better believe Bon Jovi, who was touring to support their album New Jersey, had to bring their A-games in spades. Just as kick-ass was Big Guns was the opening cut off their debut, and better choice could not have been made. This set the tone for a legendary slab. Off 1989 Skid Row, here is none other than Skid Row with Big Guns. And here's to another awesome Friday night and gateway to your weekend, kids. Please make sure to join us again next Friday evening at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, and 7 p.m. Pacific for another freshly served repast of the past and present on Road Food with Coyote Duran.